Hi, and welcome to Paper Route Scrapbooking. I'm Nadine, and today I'm bringing you another episode of Paper Pads to Pages, and I'm going to be making a layout using the pre-printed background sheet from this paper pad. Alright friends, so for this layout, I am going to use a little bit of inspiration from this advertising sheet from the front of the paper pad. Shamel designed a page using the pre-printed paper, and so I'm going to take a little bit of inspiration from her. I pulled the same two patterned paper strips, or border strips I guess, and I'm thinking instead of putting them down here I might put them up here. I don't know, we'll see. And I also pulled the same, well they're not exactly the same, but similar colored scraps for layers underneath my photos. The other part of inspiration I'm taking from her is this these little clouds that she has. So I grabbed my Lawn Fawn dies that I haven't used yet, so I'm kind of excited to use them, and I'm going to make some clouds for my layout as well. Probably use the smaller ones since I have more photos. So like she only used one photo on here, but I'm going to use a few, and I think it's going to work out just fine. I also fussy cut the second piece of the patterned paper. So the beauty of buying in paper pad form is that you get two of everything. So if you want to layer up your elements, you certainly can. So I cut this out, and I am going to put it on here popped up with some chipboard, and I think that's as far as I've gotten for now. So I'm going to pause the camera here. I'm going to get this put down. I'm going to layer up some papers and decide where my photos go. I'm going to cut out some clouds, and then I'll pop back on and we can finish the layout together. Okay, so I decided that my border strips looked best here and here, and so I put the striped one down here and the lights across the top. And then I'm going to start placing my photos down onto my layout. So let's start with the big one. Sorry about that. My ATG was stuck under my desk, on a shelf under the desk. Because, you know, when you have so much stuff, stuff is stuck under your desk. There we go. All right, and then this one on the bottom. There we go. And then this one where I look grumpy, but I'm just like blinking from the wind that was happening. Can go here. All right, and I think the next thing I'm going to do is get my title on here. So my title is Hello Ladies, because these are the painted ladies' houses, in case you didn't know that. But I feel like everybody knows that. So what I did was I took those chipboard letters from Basic Gray that were in my kit, and I covered them with a scrap of this same patterned paper, and I cut them out with my scissors and X-Acto knife, and I got them all on there, and I saved one to do together so I can show you what my process is with that. Oh, I forgot these already have, do they have glue on them? But do they stick? That's the question. Let's see. Actually, yeah, they're sticking pretty firm. All right, Basic Gray, who's not even in business yet anymore. Not yet. Boy, oh boy. I'm telling ya, some days, not sure what's floating around in this brain. And I did not ink the edges of these because I feel like when I sand the edges to get the paper down, it gives a little bit of a definition to the edges anyways. So, and there we go. And so I have the L left, obviously. So what I do is I run the chipboard piece through my Xyron upside down so that the sticky part is on the top. And then I lay my paper on top. So the paper went on top this way. Okay. So all of these had adhesive on the top from the Xyron because I ran them through upside down. So they had adhesive on the top. I laid my patterned paper on top, and then I cut between all the letters so I could cut them out individually. And I saved this one because it would be quick and simple, but with these ones, in case you're wondering with the holes and stuff, I used an X-Acto blade to cut out the centers. Okay. So, and I'm not a pro with an X-Acto blade. I see other people do it and I'm like, wow, they make that look so easy. It takes me time, and also it's not pretty. So that's the truth. And then for sanding, you can use anything, but I have this little kit from Close to My Heart, and inside the kit are these little tools. Now, I don't think these tools came with the kit. I actually don't know if they did or not. I know at one time, like, they didn't come with the kit, but I can't remember if they were from Close to My Heart is what I'm trying to say. I know at one time they were in like a little plastic tube, and this was kind of all I had for sanding. But they're just little sanding tools. I don't know where I got them, and I don't know if they're still available, but if anybody knows, please put it down below so other people can find them. But I'm pretty sure you can find other stuff like this in like nail stuff, right? Like for pedicures or whatever, something similar anyways, or maybe at the hardware store. I'm not sure. I just know that I dropped them because I'm cool like that. I just know that I've had them for a really long time, long before I ever paid attention to where things were coming from. So I just bought what I wanted, and that was that. So bought what I wanted if I could afford it. Let's put a disclaimer on that. I have been a frugal scrapbooker since day one because I never been one of those people that had a lot of money in the savings account. And I'm not gonna not pay my bills or not buy groceries so that I can scrapbook. So I just file along the edges because the paper is not always straight, right, along the edge, and it just makes it lay flat with the chipboard piece. Okay, and then I'm just gonna stick that one down too. There we go. So now I have DIY alphas that match with my collection. So there we have it. And I didn't do the dot on the eye because I was like not willing to do the finicky little holding and filing and whatever that went along with that. So I'm just going to use one of these hearts to go on there as my dot for my eye. Okay, so that's the start of my title, and then for the other part of my title I just used these the tile letters that I had in my kit. And you know what's been one of the best things about using this paper pad is that because I didn't buy like everything to go with it or whatever, I had to pull stuff from my scrapbook stash, scrapbook inventory, whatever we're calling it these days, so that I could you know, have the things to make the pages. And it's kind of taken me down the path of like wanting to do that more often, of using things. Like I went on a deep dive, right? Like these letters, I haven't looked at these in forever. Same with the basic gray letters. I hadn't looked at those in forever, and they're barely touched. Like you can see that, I don't know if you noticed when I showed you, but there was hardly any used up out of any of those alphas. And these, you know, just getting those kinds of things on some pages feels really good. And then, what was the other thing? Oh, that bag of like, this bag of little doodads. I don't care if I use them all, but just the fact that they're there, and I've been getting some onto pages, and because I matched them up with my collection, I don't feel like it's forced. I like feel like they belong there. It feels really good to use them. So, food for thought. Using up your paper pad can help you to think outside the box with some of your other stuff too. So Hello Ladies is my title, and just gonna put the lid back on here. The next thing I need to do is get my painted ladies along the bottom laid down. So I have, oops, I have something stuck to it. So I have put all the chipboard on there because I didn't think anybody wanted to watch that. It would be boring viewing to watch me cut and mount all of this chipboard onto here. But this is definitely a money saver. Look at all of this chipboard that would have normally gone in the trash getting used in a manner where I normally would have spent money to get that dimension onto my page, right? And then I also don't feel like, oh, that's a lot of pop dots, that's expensive. I don't feel like that. I feel like, ooh, look, I'm using my trash. So creative. So I just need to line that up. There we go. And that just needs to sit for a little bit. Okay. And then what's next? Let's see. How about these clouds? Oh my gosh, they turned out so cute. So this die from Lawn Fawn, this was the first time I ever used it. And I used it with this, oh, what is this called? Dotted Swiss cardstock from Basil. And oh my gosh, the clouds turned out so super cute. They're way cuter in person, I promise. They have that little stitched line along the outside, and then I inked the edges with just a little bit of Hickory Smoke Distress ink, and they just turned out so sweet. I love them. And then these are the littler baby ones. So I want to put these in 3 places on my layout as like the basis for my embellishment clusters. So I think I'm going to do one here. And then this little wee one, just gonna put it here. And that just softens those corner edges too, right, of my layers. Okay, now I think I wanted another set down here. And this is kind of sticking out, so I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue on there. Not sure what the deal is, but get that stuck down. Don't want to be flapping in the wind, right? Okay, so get that down. Just getting the glue yuckies off of there. Now, I'm not sure where I want this other one. I kind of wanted it here, but then I thought I would put my journaling there. Put it there, but then it's right lined up with this one. I don't know. This is when I wish we were live and you guys could be like, put it in the spot we're seeing because this is so much better. Because I kind of want to cover up this icky puddle grass stuff. But yeah, Maybe this one needs to go somewhere else. There's nothing really icky I'm covering up there. Yeah, that's cute. I'll leave it like that. Okay, so we got the clouds on, and now we can adhere our journaling because we're sure that it's in really the only spot that I can put it, because I'm going to cover up the top part of our umbrella and the cars at the bottom, because nobody cares about the cars. We were there to see the houses, not the cars. Although, okay, so when I looked up to see, I wanted to put the name of the street on my layout. So the street is called Steiner Street in San Francisco. And when I went to look it up, one of these houses sold for $3.5 million. What? And they were built in like 18 something. But anyway, I was like, oh my gosh, that's wild, right? Like, am I the only one who thinks that that's totally crazy? I don't know. I've never bought in a house in the US before, but that seems a bit steep. So how about we put this down there then, since we had that kind of dead space, right? And our date. Should I put our names first? And again, covering up the cars, nobody cares about the cars, right? Or I could put the date over to the right. I think I'm going to do that. Nope, I don't like it there either. How about here? Here. There we go. Good enough. Okay, so that's that. We've got all the journaling on there. What else did I pull? I pulled some wood veneer pieces. So I thought it would be cute for to have a little birdie in each of our cloud spots. And you know what's so funny? I've been using so many bird embellishments. I didn't glue this one down. I've been using so many of these wood veneer birds in my layouts lately. And I don't like birds. I'm scared of birds. Birds frighten me. And usually I don't like them on my layout. But these little ones just seem to go so nicely into like outdoorsy kind of photos. So they've been making it onto a bunch of layouts, which is great. Because I know I bought them because I wanted the butterflies and the flowers that were in the same pack. But I've hardly used the butterflies or the flowers that the birds keep getting on the pages. So there you go. You just never know, I suppose. And then this one. And I do find that with these tiny wood veneer pieces, they glue better onto flat patterned paper than they do onto these embossed ones. There we go. Now, you're probably seeing this and thinking, what the heck? But it's a bicycle, and it's broken. It was broken in my little container. But I thought it might be cute to put on here, and I think once I glue it down, you won't be able to tell it's broken, right? Because look how nicely like the scale fits into this little scene. I think it's cute. I'm gonna do it. And if it looks ridiculous, well, I'll pull it off before the glue dries, I guess. I think. There we go. Okay. Now, I have such a hard time using these little potty people on my layouts because I'm such a literal scrapbooker person. But look at how cute they are in front of these little houses. So I'm gonna put them on here. And I don't know what they're really called. I just call them potty people because they're the same images that you see when you are looking for a bathroom. There we go. Okay, so we got all of that on there. I think just a little bit of finishing touch with these waffle flower embellishments. What are they called? Enamel dots. Where did I put them? There we go. And I think I actually really like the way that bike looks on there. So call me crazy, but it's cute. So I'm going to put a few up here by my journaling. I'm going to tackle some of the green ones this time because we do have some green in our trees, etc. Oh, I already have that color. Should I go with yellow? There we go. And then I think I'm going to put some over here by my other journaling. So let's go with the big green one. To yellow. Ah. A little purple one. Okay. Just gonna pick it up. Does not want to go. And where else? By my title? Yeah. Let's go up here. Oh, I already did that one. Let's do a bigger yellow. Bigger yellow. Smallish purple. Purple doesn't show up on that one. So we'll use the blue. And the green. Okay. And there we have the finishing touches on our layout. So we have popped this up and made a little scene out of it with a bicycle and some little people. Got some clouds on there. So the pre-made scene does not have to be this literal, right? Like, yes, these are meant to be the painted ladies' houses. Yes, these are the painted ladies' houses. That's why I bought the paper. But this could be any city street, right? Or it could just be a picture you took in the city. Or maybe you took a road trip to the city. And maybe you want to talk about how you could never live in the city because the houses are so close together. Like, this could be used for so many different things. And basically, if you just think of this as like a band of patterned paper, then that's all it needs to be. And if you really, really were opposed to using the houses as a band of patterned paper, what I would do is I would take another patterned paper in a band and I would just cut it to the size. So like, I think this is about 4 inches. I'd cut it to 4 by 12 and I'd cover that up and use this pretty cloud paper at the top, right? So if you're like, there really is nothing I want to say about the city, that's exactly what you could do. So just cover it up, still use that paper, but this scene paper is definitely usable if you have a story to tell. And they're a good story starter sometimes too. Like, maybe you've never thought about telling the story of why you prefer to live in a small town or in a country home, but this might be the chance. Or maybe this is why you want to talk about why you live in the city. Like, everybody is so close together and it's such a community and you never feel like you're alone, right? So everybody's different, but it's important to record your feelings too. So it could be a great story starter. For me, I took it very literally. Painted ladies' houses pictures. But it does not have to be that literal. It can be any city, anywhere, anytime. All right, so that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please click that like button to give me a thumbs up. Hit the show more button under the video description if you'd like to find links to some of the things we talked about today. And if you have a question or comment, please leave it down below. I'll get back to you just as soon as I can, and I really love hearing from you. If you would like to see more of my videos, it would make my day to have you as a subscriber. Just click the subscribe button and be sure to hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when a new video goes up. Have a great day, everyone. Bye for now.